Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Rick Velotta joins us. He covers tourism and gaming for the Las Vegas Review-Journal. A lot going on. Here from the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to savings, selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance, where 90% of enrollees lower the cost of their monthly premium. Everyone deserves access to quality health coverage, no matter your income or family size. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. A few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain. And for over 90 years, the Nevada Trucking Association has been the voice for the men and women in the trucking industry. From Carson City to Washington, D.C., we advocate for policies to protect our trucking companies and keep commerce flowing. Because Nevada's and America's prosperity is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're always pleased to welcome back to the program Rick Velotta. He is the tourism and gaming reporter for the Las Vegas Review-Journal. And welcome to the program, of course, my friend. But let's start out on a sad note, which is to note the passing of former Lieutenant Governor of the great state of Nevada, Sue Wagner. Your thoughts on this?
Oh, well, I had loved Sue Wagner when I first met her. She was actually on the Nevada Gaming Commission when I first got to know her. And she kind of led the way for me to learn about the gaming industry just by some of the things that she said during those meetings. And then once I got to get to know her, just a fabulous person. Just hearing about some of her stories about the plane crash that she survived, and now we have a current gaming commissioner who was on that same plane, Brian Krolicki. Just some amazing Nevada history right there up in Reno, and certainly I'm just devastated by the news, and certainly wish the best for the family.
And she was a great inspiration for so many young women to get into politics and know that they could achieve something.
That's absolutely right. And that was Sue, and she was just a worker from the moment that I first met her, and she was just always seems to be working, even though she was very hurt by that accident.
Yes, to say the least. All right, let's move into the world of the courts, which is where we suddenly find Kalshi in Arizona. Tell us what's going on now with these prediction markets.
Well, that's the latest state to file a lawsuit against Kalshi, and certainly Polymarket is involved with this too. I think that the state of Arizona thought quite some time ago that this was pretty much the same outlook that every other state that's been battling the prediction markets has looked at it. They realized that this is, in their eyes, a form of gambling, and states should be the ones that are going to be overseeing gambling. and therefore the federal market that they are regulated by does not change that. Certainly, this is something that states across the country have seen, and we're seeing some different strategies now for how the states fight this with the going into state courts instead of federal courts. That's something I think that I'm not sure how they discovered uh, that that was going to work better than the federal courts. I asked one of the analysts that I talked to a lot to explain to me why that would be the case, because it seems like the federal judges would also know what gambling is about, but the way it was explained to me was that the state courts uh, have a better understanding of how the gaming industry works, and thus the state courts are more likely to rule in the favor of the state regulators when it comes to matters like this.
I had thought that just because of the money involved with these prediction market companies, that they would be able to put up a fight like Uber and Lyft did against the taxi industry. But now, in the last 24 hours, I've seen stories that the governing body of prediction markets on a federal level is looking at this and going, oh, there's gambling there, and that there may be some changes in the way that things are done there. Is that what you're saying too?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's been a big shift in how a number of different entities looks at this. Um, and one of the things I think that kind of surprised me in some of the gaming states that have been putting up this battle is that they look at it and say, well, maybe prediction markets is a form of gambling, and that they can participate. But the big but is that they have to go through the same regulatory process and be licensed in the same way. Uh, so, I guess it wouldn't shock me if at some point in time we still have prediction markets down the road, but at least possibly they would be licensed at some point. And some of the concerns that the gaming industry people have about the prediction markets would be alleviated by some of the policies that the state gaming regulators would need to install in them.
I remember, boy, it's about 20 years ago now, interviewing Gary Loveman, who was heading up Caesars at the time, and talking to him. And he was complaining about the fact that he had 50 states where he had to go and be licensed in all 50 states to be able to conduct his business. And, I'm paraphrasing, but how annoying that was. And then a couple of days later, I got to interview Pete Bernhard, who was the gaming commissioner at the time. And he shrugged his shoulders basically and said, you want to have a license in Nevada, then you follow the rules.
That's right, and that's what every state has been basically saying is that um, if you want to participate in this privileged activity, you need to follow our rules, and the rules are that you need to be licensed, you need to be vetted, you need to go through the process of background checks and everything else that goes with that. Uh, a, a, a process that takes quite a bit of people's time to do that. And most of the people who are licensed for gaming, they say it's like the most thorough examination of their lives that they've ever had, which I believe. It's when some of these agents pull out some of the things that happened to some of the applicants years ago, I mean decades ago, and they find out that they were involved in one thing or another, and then they have to explain it. It's a great assessment, and it's also a great vetting process. It's something that I think protects the industry here in Nevada, and it protects the industry in other states that have gaming.
Yeah, ask Sam Nazarian of SLS, and he'll probably give you a real guide to that. You know who I'm surprised hasn't said anything publicly is the Treasury Department through FinCEN. I mean, the ability for money laundering, and we've already seen where games, results have been altered because of people passing on information to prediction markets. I'm surprised Treasury hasn't been publicly involved yet.
I suspect that that they are watching this closely, like everybody else is. and that certainly there are people in U.S. attorneys' offices that are looking at it. Uh, Maybe they feel like that this is where the war is being waged right now, and they don't have to become involved. But um, I think you can bet that that people are looking at this from FinCEN and from some of the U.S. attorneys' offices.
Also, I'm curious, where is all this money coming from? Because you look at the amount of money being spent on gaming, for example, in Las Vegas, less gamblers, but more money being spent. And that's pretty much true across much of the country right now. And yet you're seeing billions of dollars being spent on this prediction markets / gaming. Do you think it's coming from offshore? Do you think it's coming from the black market? Where do you think the money's coming from?
That's a great question, Sam. You know, I know that that a lot of people who are participating in the prediction markets look at it as just an investment, and it might be something from that you know, investment dollars that they have at their disposal. Um, could be illegal. It could be offshore. I don't know, and I'm sure that that's something that the gaming regulators would sure like to know as well, and maybe that's why they want to see some of the Kalshis and poly markets of the world come forward for potential licensing, because then they might be able to find some of those answers. Um, but at this point in time, I don't know the answer to that, but it certainly is something to contemplate.
Can you see in your crystal ball a time in the not too distant future where these companies do come to the table and the gaming industry will have to compete with these prediction markets on a level playing field, just as we are seeing with the taxi industry and Uber and Lyft, et cetera?
It actually would not surprise me if that happened, but we're still a long ways away from that, because obviously the prediction markets now believe that they're right, and they're going to the courts that give them the favorable rulings as much as they can. But I think the end game on this is that eventually it's going to reach the Supreme Court level, and when it does that, once we have some kind of a ruling there, then that's when things might change in terms of these organizations wanting to do this. But because I mean, I'm under the assumption that the federal Supreme Court, U.S. Supreme Court, would rule in favor of the states on something like this. I could be completely wrong on that, but if they do, then if they do rule in favor of the states, then there's a lot of money on the table that the Kalshis and poly markets of the world are enjoying right now. So I would think that in order to keep that, because most of the money that they're making are in sports betting areas. I mean, prediction markets involve current events and elections and things like that. But I think the money that's being made is being made on predicting sports outcomes.
You know, on a sidebar to this, I had an interesting conversation with a gaming executive a couple of days ago, and he was talking about how for he also likes to gamble, that putting money on a game is fun. It adds excitement to the watching of the game, and you know, it's a much more enjoyable thing, whether it's him doing it on his own or with friends. But he's finding that more and more people through these prediction markets are looking at their phone. They're not actually even watching the game. And I thought, boy, what an interesting insight.
Yeah, they want to see what the outcome is so that they can you know, get that that high or that lift of being on the winning side. But yeah, I think some of the very compulsive gamblers are that way, in that they are not so much worried about watching the game as they are about the outcome.
Fascinating. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back much more with Rick Velotta after this timeout.
We're the Peters family, 2 combat veterans, our daughter Elle, and our Liberty Dogs puppy in training, Cooper. Cooper will grow up to be a life-changing companion to a veteran with visible or invisible challenges.
We're helping Cooper build focus and confidence so he's ready to support his veteran.
And we know he will help bring happiness and independence to his veteran's life.
So join us, become a puppy raiser, and change lives, one puppy at a time.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
The winning is about to hit a whole nother level during the $100,000 March Mayhem giveaways at Tamarack Casino. Win up to $5,000 in cash every week and a top prize of $15,000 in cash during the grand finale drawing. Don't miss the mayhem. Your good times are at Tamarack Casino.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Rick Velotta. He is the tourism and gaming reporter for the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Is the world's worst kept secret the expansion plans for the NBA, including Las Vegas?
Oh, yeah, some people are around Las Vegas, and they're starting to try to name the team right now. So it's I've heard a couple of different things on that front, but that I kind of digress there. But I think that the fact that Commissioner Adam Silver has come out and said that this is a discussion that's going to be made here within probably weeks or months, and a final decision made by summer. That tells you right there that this is on a fast track to becoming reality. And I think Las Vegas is ready for it. They've got the National Hockey League, they've got the NFL, they've got very soon Major League Baseball. So we rounded out the four major sports by getting the NBA in here. So I think that it's a done deal. It's going to happen, and we can make plans to see the Las Vegas Scorpions playing in Las Vegas someday.
Let's talk about all right, very good. What about the conversation around the fact that George Assad on the Gaming Commission has said when he was talking to the Resorts World folks that they should site the stadium on their property, and they certainly have the room for it, but that just kind of struck me as a little inappropriate.
That was very odd to me too. When I heard him starting to talk about that, I wondered where he was going with it. But you notice that that Carlos Castro, who is being licensed, didn't say anything about it. So that may be what board member Assad wants to see happen. I think there's a lot of people that would like to see the north end of the strip benefit from some of the things that are going on in sports. Certainly right now, it's all centered on the south end with the Allegiant Stadium, T-Mobile Arena, and then soon the Major League Baseball stadium for the A's. So all that is happening down in the south end. I think they just want to give a little love to the north end. And certainly there are a couple of options there that would play into that with not just the Resorts World as a possible site, but also LVXP, which is like right across the street from that area between the Sahara and the Fontainebleau.
Well, also, I remember years ago talking to Phil Ruffin on this program and him telling the story of the New Frontier and saying that it was never about the casino, it was about the 38 acres on the Strip. He now controls 100 acres where Circus is, with plenty of open land there. It would seem that that would be another great land play for Mr. Ruffin if the price was right.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, Sam. Certainly, the north end of the Strip has some potential locations for an arena if they, if that's the way this ends up going. But I would think also that an arena would take a little bit of time to build, and therefore we might see something more along the lines of an existing facility such as T-Mobile. And if T-Mobile is going to host on a temporary basis, gosh, you would think that they're going to just invest big time and get it there permanently. So I don't know, maybe the south end of the Strip is where all the sports is going to be. But I think this is just a wish that board member Assad discussed in order to kind of spread the love along the area, obviously closer to downtown. Certainly, it's something that people are going to be thinking about when this NBA equation is finally solved.
All right, let's take another break. More with Rick Velotta when we come back.
The road to riches leads straight to the Carson Valley Inn. Cash drawings Thursday and Saturdays. Over 480 winners. Score up to $15,000 weekly. Plus one $10,000 cash winner and the $20,000 guaranteed grand prize giveaways. Free meals, free play, and more. Only at the Carson Valley Inn.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
2025 is bringing big changes for Nevada businesses. If you have more than 5 employees and have been operating for 3 years or more, you must now comply with new state retirement plan mandates. The Vegas Chamber 401k plan makes it easy, offering a proven, customizable, and cost-effective plan for employers and employees to save with tax advantages. Visit vegaschamber.com to explore options and see how the Vegas Chamber can help you start saving for your future.
Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Rick Velotta. He is the tourism and gaming reporter for the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Okay, so tell me about Bally's. Do they have a printing machine in the back room somewhere where they're just printing money? Because they are expanding at an unbelievable rate. They've taken over Star in Australia. They've got the ballpark downtown, or the Four Corners there. I mean, it's like everywhere you look, it's suddenly Bally's.
Well, and then there's Chicago and there's New York. I mean, they're just all over the place right now, and I think that you need to be a little bit concerned if you're an investor there, because you're right. It seems like they're investing an awful lot in a lot of different places, and certainly this is not something that's sustainable. Maybe they feel that it is because they are getting bigger. I don't know, but certainly Sue Kim has got some kind of a strategy going on. That's the chairman of the company, and I guess that he feels like this is something that they can sustain, and that once one of them opens, probably Chicago would be first, then the others will fall into place. Certainly, it's kind of disheartening for people in Las Vegas to be third on the list or maybe fourth on the list, but it's something that we'd like to see that Tropicana area where the A Stadium is being built turn into something fabulous. And right now, we're just kind of having to stand in line. So it's not something that I think people in Las Vegas are tremendously excited about. But if they can pull it off, if Bally's can pull it off, then great for us, I suppose.
It's either going to be a Sheldon Adelson-like moment where it all takes off and works despite everybody looking at it, askew, or it'll be something else. But we'll see.
You never know. You never know. I mean, that's the excitement of this industry and covering this industry. It's what keeps me getting up out of bed every day.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. One last quick question here, because we only got about 30 seconds. Wynn and building in United Arab Emirates, that's a very interesting position to be in right now.
Yeah, and I think that they are leaning on the fact that they are 50, 60, 70 miles away from where some of the attacks from Iran are going. But they've given the option to some of their construction workers to step back if they want to, if they're feeling nervous about it. But yeah, this is something that we didn't see coming, that this project in the UAE was going to be affected by this.
Yeah, well, it's a wait and see for all of us. Rick Velotta, always love having you on the program, sir. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Sam. I appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. And we'll be right back.
At Nevada Urban Indians in Reno, your health is our priority. Our medical clinic welcomes everyone. We accept all insurances, ensuring quality care is within reach. Nevada Urban Indians, your partners in health.
Aaron Ford's high-flying travel has caught the attention of nonpartisan investigators on the Nevada Ethics Commission. Ethics officials are examining $35,000 in luxury trips taken by Ford, largely paid for by corporations his office regulates. The investigation also includes allegations Ford leveraged his position for personal gain, accepted gifts, and improperly used government resources. High-flying Aaron Ford. Luxury travel, special interest perks, too much baggage to be governor.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience.
Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
As always, you can watch Nevada Newsmakers 24 hours a day at nevadanewsmakers.com. And our archive goes back to 2002. So you can look at all kinds of historic interviews right here on Nevada Newsmakers. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next broadcast.